Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beneath the Kotatsu. My name is An, and next to me is my co-host James.
Hey everybody.
And for this episode, I think this is gonna be episode 5, right? Is that correct?
Episode 5, yes, indeed.
Okay. So for this episode, we want to talk about anime tropes, and there's like a billion of them, but we're gonna narrow it down to like mostly isekai shonen and maybe some romance harem type of stuff. So let's just jump right into it because we have quite a big list to talk about. So in regards to isekai, like the main biggest trope we want to talk about is the truck-kun.
Oh,
Truck-kun,
I love Truck-kun.
yeah, and when we're saying truck-kun, it's not specifically truck like a truck or anything like that. It's just the embodiment. Yeah, that's what the community just calls it, but it's the embodiment of when the main character gets killed and then they're transported to the new isekai world. That's what we're talking about. Um, in regards to that, do you have any favorite isekai transportation?
Favorite isekai transportation was definitely Konosuba. Uh,
Oh, that was my favorite too.
where
I was
it
gonna say
wasn't
that.
even a truck, it was just a tractor.
No, no, no. It wasn't even a tractor. He got a heart attack.
Wasn't Oh yeah, he didn't even get hit. He just got scared by the headlights.
I think it was in the day, right, or something like that.
It was at night, I believe. It
Well,
doesn't even matter. He's
I,
just
I,
such a otaku. He was absolutely out of shape.
yeah, he was out of shape, and then when he tried to save the girl, I think he just had like a major, a heart
That's how
attack, and then
pathetic he was.
I think if I can recall it correctly, I think he also pooped his pants. So when
Oh god, I don't remember that at all, but he might have.
I think like when they brought in his family, they're giving him like the weird look, and then I think the doctors were like holding their nose or something like that.
It's been so long ago since I saw the first season.
Oh yeah, it's been a very long time. Um, do you remember where the term truck coon comes from?
I wasn't it just I wouldn't be able to point it down because it's a meme. There's so many places. Was there like a specific place where it originated from?
Yeah, so truck coon, funny enough, didn't originate from an isekai anime. It originated from I forgot the name, but it was like the zombie idol one.
Oh, the one with the I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but it's one of my favorite animes actually.
Let me look it up
The one
real
where they have
quick.
to eat squid in order to
Zombieland
eat
Saga. That's the one.
Zombieland Saga. How could I forget that? I even remember his Saga Prefecture is what they're trying to save.
Right. Yeah. So like I remember when that meme got really popular, and
Mhm.
uh, like term truck-kun comes specifically from the truck used in that anime. It's because it was such like a major part of the anime because it was in the first episode. Like she does the thing where she runs out of the house, like, oh, I'm gonna be
Well, it
late
was
for
such a
school.
happy opening. Like she's like, "This is the first step to my amazing life," and then wham! All of a sudden, she's flying in there. It was super graphic and
It
it
was
was
like in
very
slow
comedic.
mo. I think they slowed it down and then they like pan the shot like 3 times or something like that.
Yeah, and they had like a growl death, like a heavy
Oh,
metal death.
it was so weird. I loved it. I think that's why Truck Hood just became so popular. I think another isekai, and like another weird one was. Do you remember how the MC for Slime Date Ken died?
For Rimuro, I don't remember. Did he get trucked away?
No, he didn't get trucked away. So basically, he was walking home with his kohai, his work
Oh,
associate
he got
buddy.
stabbed. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, and his kohai just got a girlfriend, and they're just happily walking down the street. And apparently, I think it was like an ex, like a jealous ex or something,
Hmm.
didn't want that to happen, so he tried to stab his kohai, jumps in the way, takes a stab, and then he gets isekai. So that's what I can remember from
I
that.
thought he was always just a random attacker. That would make sense, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the random attacker thing wouldn't really make sense. The X thing makes more. I think they even talked about it real quick, but
Hmm.
um, besides that, I don't think there's really other any major ones I can remember specifically. Like all the other isekai stuff have been through like
Hmm.
like transportation, like Overlord. Overlord is like he just woke up. No, he
Yeah,
logged
they
into the game or something like that. He logged into
he
the
saw
game.
the final event where they had meteors crashing down and killed the server, kind of like how Final Fantasy happened for the
Yeah,
Realm Reborn. Uh, but yeah, his was definitely he just fell asleep and woke up in it.
yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna log in and then he can't log back out. I think the one where we don't really know how it happened was Log Horizon. I think they just kind of woke up in the game world.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think they're trying to get to the moon to get out. I think that's what I read online. Could be
I
wrong though.
I have no idea what's going on, but I haven't been watching like uh, it's been dragging along so much. I haven't really been catching up with it, but let's move on to the next. The next one is: do you think the isekai genre is overused at this point?
Well, yeah, I'm not that I hate it, but it is super overused. Uh,
So
they keep
I
on finding niches to to satisfy people. Like the wrestling isekai was really good. The current spider isekai is super good.
yeah,
The one where the girl dresses up in a kigurumi bear outfit is good.
I love
like
that one. Kuma
yeah,
Kuma Kuma Bear. Oh, it's fantastic.
this isn't like the Moe era of anime where they thought of everything under the sun and it just wasn't for me. This is pretty much everything satisfactory for me.
You know what I think of when I think of the isekai anime is like, do do you know that meme where it's like there's like the boss in the room is like, I need new ideas for anime, and then you have like the bunch of people who are just like, let's do X with Y, let's do X with Y, and then at the end you have that one guy's like, let's do all the let's do all the regular anime stuff, but isekai.
Oh my god! You know what I think about when I think about isekai anime? Do you remember that episode of South Park where they had the idea manatees, where they just swim and grab little balls to put plots together?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I think about when I think about isekai.
Or the South Park meme where they're thinking of like different ideas, or like I think it was band names or something like that, and it's like they're talking of band names and then they go register their band name. It's like taken, 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 and then they just like spit out just random stuff, and it's like, oh, that one's not taken.
I mean, that's how you. It's kind of like how rappers get their names now, right? They just go to the rap name generator. That's how Post Malone got his.
You just put Lil or Big or some some size at the beginning of a random like a random word.
Or you just go to
um
the Biggie small size route where he does two different sizes.
two different oh so
Two
so
different sizes.
so on our notes here, I just want to show you like how overused isekai is. So this was a conversation we had I think a week back,
Hmm.
when we were watching the new anime. So we're gonna recreate it for you guys real quick. So if you scroll down, do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see what you're talking
All right, all
about.
right, so I'm gonna start it. This is like a legit conversation we had. So it starts out with me saying, "Have you seen the new episode of that isekai anime?"
To which I replied, which one?
And I'm like, let me look it up.
I was like, is it the one with Rudius Grey Rat? Not remembering the title of it.
And I tell him like, it's the one with the pervy MC.
I was like, which one?
And I was like, the one with the very like with the big ass budget.
And I was like, the one that airs on Sundays with the long ass name?
The one where the mom and dad bangs in every episode.
Yes, that one, which is the Rudius Grey Rat one.
Yeah, did you see the new episode?
It was fantastic. Ep- every week, I never miss it.
Uh, Dude, the girl in the episode got her teeth knocked out.
Healing magic,
I know.
which is just cheating.
The one with the long name is the god character one.
Is that the one where he kisses girls to regain LP life points?
No, it's the one where he comes from the god village.
All right, lol, the Universal Studios one. I don't even
Yeah.
remember it by the name. I just know the opening. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Universal Studios Isekai.
So that's how rampant isekai anime has been. Like we can't tell one of them from the other.
There's like four different ones we're trying to reference to each other.
Okay, so let's go to the next
Yeah,
trope, and this trope is
all of them have been
hilarious.
really good though. Like probably the worst one is the one where he has to kiss girls to gain LP, but I still enjoy
But
it.
yeah, that's like the harem throwaway trash anime of the season. It you can't really compare that. It's like comparing like the sandwich you get at like what do you call it? 7-Eleven to like one you actually go into a diner to order. You
Panera
know
versus gas station.
exactly.
Put some
Um,
respect on those 7-Eleven sandwiches, man. They're not all bad.
right. So for the next trope we want to talk about, I think it's really hilarious. It's the starting towns in isekai anime. They always have that same starting town. It's the circular town with the water running through it. I swear to God, if you go to Google right now, type in isekai town, you'll see that exact same picture.
Which
Um,
anime started this out? Was it? I gotta say, I want to say it was Attack on Titan where they first. No, that's not it. Wasn't it Konosuba?
I think it was Konosuba, and then if you actually check Konosuba and I think it was Shield Hero, they use the exact same, like copy paste exact same town, like
Yeah, they
no
definitely did.
changes. Yeah, no changes, exact same town.
I
Um,
think they just do it for the meme though. At that point,
maybe, but I mean it's like a quick 1 second shot, so
it is a
people
good
don't
layout
usually.
too.
I mean it's a generic layout. It's a
It
quick one
is
second shot. It's a town. It is what it is.
waterway
It's not a big
defenses.
thing. Yeah, I mean it has a wall, it has some water running through it. It's a town, it's generic, but there you go, you have it, it's done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
No, no, no. All right, all right next one. So the next one we have on our list is the dead parents slash abusive parents. Usually you'll see not mainly in isekai, but you'll see this in a lot of shonen anime, where usually they're raised by like some master, their grandparents or something, and they're um. Can you name any animes that I know there's a lot, but can you name any specific ones?
Oh yeah, of course, the best one, Hayate the Combat Butler. Do you
Oh yeah,
remember that one? The one
that,
where at the start of the show, Santa says, "Poor kids don't get presents" or something like that.
I remember. I love that anime. I think he's like Santa-san. Why don't I ever get presents? Like it's because you're straight up poor.
That was the best anime. I never even finished it. There's so many episodes. I need to go back.
I think there's like 4 seasons, right? Some absurd amount of
Yeah,
seasons.
it's pretty long.
I finished it all. I finished it all. It was just really crazy.
Have there been any shonen where the main character parents are like that?
where
Or I
they're
meant to say isekai.
uh not that I can really think of. There's
Because
only
I
been a
know Hunter x Hunter, the dad's absentee.
yeah. I mean most parents you see are super supportive in isekai animes like Bookworm and
Naruto. No, I'm just kidding. Well,
I mean
they
technically they come back,
technically
right?
they are. Yeah, they do come back and they are supportive, but at the start of it, they're not even there because they're dead.
Yeah, but I mean it has a good reason, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What was it? I don't think they really tell you how the parents died in Demon Slayer, but I know they're just straight up like orphans at the beginning.
They were attacked by a demon. They
Oh, a
died.
demon.
Yeah,
And then I mean there's like so many you can really think of.
yeah. I mean, it's a normal occurrence in
Yeah,
everyday
it's
life.
for it.
I
I
wouldn't say
mean
it's an overused trope by any means.
I mean it's a I
It's a
think
good driving factor, I would say.
the trope in general comes from mostly from like Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's so often like there's a meme in general where it's like you know what's worse than being the main character? Being the parents of the main character.
Oh my god, having to get his that's even if like he has loot left behind, they'll
It
get that.
it's basically like rolling the dice. Is like, are the parents dead? Are they not dead? You never know.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that
Hmm.
the anime with the Rudius Gray Rat. I don't remember the name. I think he has really cool parents. Like down to earth parents is what I want to say.
Well, yeah, the mom's like a super good magician and the dad's a great warrior and he has both of their backing. Well, the mom didn't even really teach him any magic, did she? She just they ordered the demon girl with the blue hair to be his tutor. That's it.
But keep in mind that he was too young for her to teach magic. He started learning magic by himself, and then they hired her. I don't know why the mom didn't want to teach him magic straight off. Maybe she doesn't
Yeah,
teach combat magic. She only knows support magic. Is
that
it's
would
my guess.
because she was an adventurer too, but I don't remember what they said if she was like a healer of the group or like a
I,
fire thrower.
I know she was a mage, and I
Hmm.
think the when Rudius learned how to do magic, she was super excited, and the dad was like extra mad because they had an argument about if it was a boy he was gonna learn how to do like combat, and if it was a girl that
Yeah,
she was gonna learn how to do magic.
now he's doing
Um,
both basically.
yeah, he's doing both now. Okay, so the next trope is characters. I kind of want to put all three of these tropes next kind of together to where
Sure.
so the tropes we have in general is like characters that know how to do everything. They're overpowered and they have very absurd power scaling.
Oh, jeez.
So when we're talking about like characters that know how to do everything, did you see the anime? I think it was from last season. It was about the kid that raised slimes.
No, I didn't watch that one yet. I remember you telling me about it though.
It started out really good and then it just got absurd to where like um he knew how to do everything. Like, okay, he raised slimes and he lives out in the forest, and he does everything by himself. Okay, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Then he learns how to do alchemy. Like, he's just straight up knows how to do alchemy. Then he knows how to cast his own type of magic. I'm like, oh, this is like,
Did
at this
they
point it's
show
just
how he
boring.
learned how to do that stuff? Like no magic books or anything like that? Or did he have
No, he
something
just
like Rimuru Tempest, like a little insight AI?
no. He just straight up knows how to do it. Like, I guess
Oh,
it's
I
like
hate that so
maybe my
much.
yeah, I maybe my guess is like he um like I like the tropes where it's like I'm taking knowledge from the regular world and then moving over to the isekai world to so now I know how to do this, because I can
Oh,
imagine
right.
it type of thing.
There was an
Uh
anime like 2 seasons ago that did that for types of fire magic. There's like, oh, I remember the periodic table. I can make different colored flames and stuff like that. And they basically use science to like make better
right.
flames and stuff like that. I remember they use like, type of jet propulsion flames instead of the basic. And they're like, what the fuck, blue flames?
It
I don't
sounds
remember the
like
title of it. It was a generic, you know,
sounds like Dr.
reborn
Stone, the
indie
isekai
computer.
anime.
Not quite. It was just,
It's
touched on
generic.
a little bit. Yeah, it was
Oh.
super forgettable. I remember what happened in the end. I think it's the one where it might have been the one where the main character's name was Diablo, but there's a lot of similar isekai anime that season.
The main character's named Diablo, the demon. That's like 20 other isekai anime.
Yeah, they just all forgettable, man. They
Oh yeah.
That's why it's overused when you can't even remember the name of them.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I could look up the name of a main character probably and find it,
yeah.
but it would be hard. I'm pretty sure it's a different one too.
It's basically like breads in the same basket type of thing.
Yeah, you don't know which one's stale, but you'll eat any of them.
So when we're talking about overpowered MCs, I think there's ways to do it right and ways to do it wrong. So
Hmm.
so for the previous anime I was talking about the slime one, that was the best way to do it wrong. Don't do it like that. Um, I think Kuma Bear did it in a way where it's not about the power, it's about the moe. They're
Hmm.
showing off like more about it's like the cute girl doing cute things type of isekai more than like the isekai itself. I really like that. Um, what do you think about Overlord and his use of overpowered MCs?
I I feel like there's been enough shown that uh, there are other people that can seriously mess with him, especially when you remember that the vampire girl got brainwashed into attacking Nine, so it was used against him. And a lot of times he's more diplomatic than trying to
Right.
flaunt his power. I think from the last season though, he just started gearing up full power though.
It's been a very long build up. Yeah, I remember the part where they had like the final fight out with the vampire girl. But besides that, it's all
Hmm.
been pretty diplomatic. I think the best part in the shows, honestly, it's
Ainz
when
doesn't do much. It's mostly his people.
subordinates. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like about the anime is the show of power. Like, do you remember the episode where I forgot his name, but it was like the butler guy just one shots like their entire crew.
Oh yeah, that was so good. I was thinking about that exactly when you mentioned his
His subordinates.
yeah, but the one fight that I liked as a show of power was when Ainz wasn't even in his normal form. He was in his knight form,
Hmm.
and he just grabbed the girl next to his chest with his arm and crushed her to death.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good scene. Um,
I
I
like
I
shows of power when it's not super flashy. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I think in the same fight, I think one of my other favorite parts was when his the maid, the subordinate maid, was fighting the lynch guy, and he
Hmm.
summons like two bone dragon, and she just like destroys the bone dragon with like tier 7 lightning magic or something like that. I think that was pretty good. I think that was tastefully done because they dragged it out enough to where you just kind of want to see the main characters like destroy the bad guy.
And speaking of show of power, going back to that little chat we had on Steam where we couldn't remember the name of the anime, the one with
Hmm.
the Universal Studios logo, suppose a kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to Starter Town anime. I feel like I like how they show his power off the most. It's he's not really doing much of the fighting. It's mostly the supporting characters. Uh, when they show off his magic power, he's always like tongue tied or something like that, and he still does more damage than anybody else in the room possibly ever could with
I,
years of
I I think
training.
that's the main point of the anime is
I
that
know it's so good. I love it.
yeah,
And
it's like he
this
doesn't know
past
his power. Yeah.
yeah, in this past episode, uh, they were having like this almost deadly battle with the treant dude, and he just like casually does a few flips and jumping off of stuff, vaulting over, frozen treant parts, and just gently puts his hand in and rips out the heart of the treant. Well, it was an eye gem, but same thing.
I think my favorite overuse of his power is like his like tier like his god tier like cleaning wipes.
Oh, it's the best.
He can clean curses and stuff like that. That's really funny and
He's
ridiculous.
just like, oh, your face is dirty. And he was going up to the demon lord and just, with dignity, wiping his face clean.
Right. Okay, so getting to the next part of the trope, absurd power scaling. I've seen this for so much anime, and this is the thing that turns me off so much.
Hmm.
It's okay, so it's very prevalent in Dragon Ball Z. So
Definitely.
like in the first couple like arcs of Dragon Ball Z, like Goku, fights his peers, whatever, there's a couple tournaments, stuff like that. But when he goes to Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, everyone gets left behind. I think what makes Dragon Ball Z not as bad as other horribly scaling power types is because he has Vegeta as a rival. He's always there next to him, powering up, having the same power level as him. And it gets to the point where it's like these people don't even matter anymore. Like these side characters don't even matter anymore. They're there mostly for like character support or something like that.
I would
But
say yes to that now, but not back then. At Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2 level, Gohan still was in the game. And even in the Buu saga, he had his little earrings that he could. It wasn't Super Saiyan power, it was like, I forget what it was called, but it made him strong in his own right.
oh, was it like fusion, right? Didn't he do fusion with
No, he
Trunks?
had. No, that was a Goten that did that.
Ah, okay.
Gohan was training with the sages, and I think it was called the Potara earrings. It might have been a different type of earrings than the fusion ones, uh, but it made him really strong. I forget how it. I think it was the equivalent to Super Saiyan 2 or something like that.
Right.
Uh, but going back to before he got those earrings, I feel like the author might have had some issues with the power scaling back then because he actually killed Goku off uh, of soon after the Garlic Jr. saga. I think he died of a heart attack or something like that, some sort of unknown alien heart disease.
So it's such a weird thing too, like alien heart disease.
Yeah, I mean that gave the other characters time to shine. I remember uh Gohan being like the front runner to be the next main character, but people didn't like it, so
Oh
they
yeah, yeah,
brought
yeah,
back
yeah.
Goku to life.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I think it's funny. It's like the only thing that can kill Goku is a heart disease. Like back
Yeah,
then, it was kind of absurd.
and the power
Um,
scaling like got way out of hand, like with the new Dragon Ball stuff, where they're
right.
basically, you know, Super Saiyan Instinct, the blue Super Saiyan. I forget what it's called. I think that's
Super
all
Saiyan
it
Blue,
is.
right? I think it was just Super
Yeah,
Saiyan Blue.
something like that. But at least they still have Vegeta there, and they have the warriors from the other world that are stronger than them actually, and give them
Right,
trouble.
right. There's so many animes that just have horrible power scaling. Um, but like in the other, in the on the flip side,
Hmm.
there's other, other animes that have great power scaling. Like I would think One Piece has a really good power scaling. Like if they didn't have good power scaling, there's no way it would ever hit that thousand chapters. Shout out to One Piece. So that's an awesome
I
accomplishment.
don't think they have like a way to measure it like Dragon Ball Z does.
No, but I like you can usually tell, how strong someone is, like
Hmm.
when they're like one-shotting people. But
Of course.
Luffy only does that a couple of times, when like the other character is very weak, but he never gets strong enough to where he can legit just straight up, kill someone or with one hit or anything like that.
At
Like
least
I
not
think
yet.
Bleach, yeah, I think Bleach has that too, where they have great power skilling. Like no one's ever strong enough. Like they always have that rock paper scissors type of
Hmm.
like power scaling. I think that's like the best way to describe it is if you're gonna do power scaling, do it like through rock paper scissors. Like Luffy, like all these pirates are strong, but their one weakness is that they can't swim. So I think that's what makes the show good. I think same with Bleach is that yeah, your Bankai is all powerful, but there's always someone that can probably beat your Bankai because their Bankai is specifically made to go against yours.
Or
Um,
Kenpachi, who doesn't even have a Bankai. Well, in the anime, in the manga, I
yeah,
believe he
yeah,
gets one, or it was a
yeah.
Shikai, one of the two.
No, no, I think he releases his Bankai in the manga if I recall. But yeah, like he's just straight up like brute strength it. Um, but I think there's just power scaling that just doesn't work if it's just very linear. But when it's a rock paper scissors style, I think it's done very well. I think it you have a very good shonen anime in the making. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What about isekai anime? Because power scaling in isekai anime, I haven't really given it too much thought, to be honest with you. Because most of the time they're always overpowered.
Yeah, either they start out overpowered or they're extremely weak. Um, I don't know if I can really recall much in regards of like power scaling to isekai anime because
Hmm.
usually there's not really much like um
I
what
feel
do you
like
call those?
Sword Art Online is pretty decent at the power scaling, even if like with the new season they start out kind of like Ash Ketchum back at zero. He still has the knowledge of mechanics and the gaming capability to pull out some good stuff, but his character is not by itself overpowered, I would say.
I think the reason why Sword Art Online is good for power scaling is because they have the ability to hit the reset button anytime they want. Because there's so many other games you can really jump to. Like he jumps from the regular Sword Art Online to the Elfheim, and then from
Mhm.
Elfheim to Gun Gale Online. So that if he ever gets too powerful, they just hit the reset button
Oh,
and he
they
goes
do.
back to
That's right.
zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean he does have the mechanics that he brings over from other games, but the whenever I think the author feels like he's getting too powerful, they just move to a different game, which I guess I'm fine with. But honestly, at this point, um, Sword Art Online feels like it's in itself its own genre is being a little bit overused. Um,
Well, it's the one that made it the most popular, for sure.
yeah, yeah, like I think Sword Art Online really brought out like the isekai anime. I think it's what started like the wave of big isekai anime. Like there's been
And all those
isekai
lit
animes before it.
RPGs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's been like a lot of isekai animes before Sword Art Online, like Dot Hack and stuff like that. But I think really Sword Art Online really brought it out to to the forefront because it has all those like D&D fantasies type of thing where it's like I'm a solo character, I'm strong, I'm edgy, that type of thing.
Yeah, power fantasy,
Oh yeah, it's that big power fantasy trip. Uh,
definitely.
okay, so moving on to my next thing. Still talking about like overpowered character. I think for a lot of big shonen anime, speed is king. Like characters, like when you think of Dragon Ball Z, you always have that like fight scenes where they're like popping back and forth, different locations, fighting super fast, and then they always zoom it out to like the perspective of like a regular person looking at it, and it just
Hmm.
looks like a bunch of blurry stuff happening. Like you don't even
Or
see the
like
characters.
they just see the force of the impact. Like when a jet breaks Mach 2, that's all they see.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bunch of blurry stuff. And I think Bleach does this a lot as well, like especially with the first arc about Ichigo like needing to become faster to catch up with Byakuya. Like that's the whole point of his Bankai is to be fast. Like the whole point, like literally the only thing he has for his Bankai is to become fast. Yeah, he has a couple like special attacks, but it's compressed to where in a way that he can move faster than Byakuya. He can, attack all those blades and stuff like that. I think
They
there's
called it
so many
Shumpo, didn't they?
I think that's like I
The
think
Soul
the like
Society method.
yeah, I think that's like the American version was like Flash Step, right? I think that's what they
It
called it, Flash
was
Step.
Flash
Yeah.
Step.
Yeah, so I like so many animes use speed as a measurement of power, and I think that's fine. I think
And
that's
One
fine.
Piece
There's
does it too, which
yeah,
I
every
deeply enjoy, especially when they show Luffy's coiling up to jump really fast or move really fast. I love that so much.
right.
His makes
I
the
I
more
mean there's
sense
so
because he's
many,
basically a spring.
right? I mean honestly, I think I'm fine with it. It's not a huge trope, and it's part of like fighting anyway, so
It's eye
it's
candy.
yeah, it's eye candy. Moving fast, it's eye candy. Especially I think my favorite use of like speed as king is in One Punch Man, where you have all these characters like running around high speed, and then you have the main character. Do you remember like I think it was like season two where
Hmm.
him and what's the robot's guy name? I forgot.
Genos?
Genos, yeah, him and Genos are fighting, and then Genos uses like a huge attack, and then he loses sight of damn, what was his name? I think it starts with an S, right? It's
Speed of Sound Sonic.
no, the main character.
Man, you made me forget his name. How could this happen to me? Uh,
Let me
don't take us down YouTube.
Saitama.
Saitama, there
Saitama.
we go.
Yeah. So he loses sight of Saitama. It's like, and he while he's in midair, he's trying to track where Saitama is, and his eyes is like tracking things in it, and he looks to the ground, and he just see his tracking radar zooms in on like a specific spot, and it's just Saitama running really fast across the screen. I think that was a great use of speed.
Yeah, definitely.
um, okay, so moving on to the next trope. I think this is you put this up right. It's MC's learning like a new ability that's either saves their life, like in the nick of time.
Yeah,
Um, the one I can really recall that uses this a bunch of times is Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense.
that's the
It's
one with
more of a
Maple.
yeah, it's the one with Maple, and it's a moe anime if anything. But they use this a lot, where she always gets like a new skill or something to save her life, and like to the point where like the devs have to patch her abilities or something like that because she's so strong.
Yeah, they straight up just start ignoring her. It's like, it's just Maple. Be Maple. Let her be. Like, I don't wanna. This is too much work. I don't wanna, be the guy that breaks it and makes everybody sad that their favorite story in the server is nerfed.
Their favorite harem moe character is being absurdly nerfed.
She did get nerfed a couple of times, but she was still super fucking strong because she pulled out more stuff out of her butt.
Like it got to the point where it's like, let's just give her like straight up mech armor.
Yeah, she was
it's
flying in it too. And she
it's
had a
so
flying
absurd.
turtle. Like, dude, nobody else has that in the game. Why do you have it?
Flying. I think that's a real big trope too. Like when you're doing an isekai and they give you like a special item. It's like, ooh, this is a special item only one person can get. I hate when they do that. Or like
I
a special
I didn't
class or
hate it
something like that.
in Bofuri because it was, it was a joke. But in other
It
anime,
was
I
Moe,
really
yeah.
hate that. Yeah, I didn't hate it in that one dot hack where they got the special character models that were 101. That was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the reason I think it was tastefully done for Dot Hack because anyone had the chance of getting it, and for them I think the characters weren't like overly powerful. It's just that they had like a good team or something like that. Um, what other animes can you really think of that always have the trope where they're always getting new skills or something like
Oh,
that?
that one anime that's I think it was last season. It was called something like I'm standing on top of a million lives or something like that. Do you know the one with I guess the game master has two hands on his chest. He has no head and he's just like a big muscular body. They're like always
Uh,
getting unlocking weird classes. I know the main character starts out as a farmer, then he gets some other classes just in the nick of time, and it's always in the nick of time. It's never at a random spot. It's only
it's
when it's
never
convenient.
It's never in like the training arc or anything like that. I like it when they
Right.
get it in the training arc because they're training for it, but when it just comes out of nowhere, you know what the biggest thing the biggest use of this trope is?
What?
It has to be Pokemon.
Oh my god, evolving in the nick of time.
Yeah, evolving like mid fight, like oh my god, it's evolving. Now it
Oh
has
my
this
god,
new
Bulbasaur just
ability.
learned Solar Beam, which
Yeah,
I
I think
popped for
Pokemon.
when I was a little kid. I replayed that Solar Beam like 7 times. I put it at max volume when nobody was home.
Yeah,
I was like
I mean it's
equivalent
uh
for me to Goku with the Spirit Bomb.
Um, I think I actually do really like when Pokemon does it because it's a kids show, so
It
it's
doesn't
it's
matter
not a
for
big
that one.
thing.
They're
Yeah, it
supposed to
doesn't
learn new
matter.
moves. It's like built in. But like for Isekai, it's just lazy writing.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, so moving on to my next one, I want to talk about. This is not towards really isekai or shonen specifically. It's in a bunch of different animes.
Hmm.
It's Sakuya food shots, and I think Ghibli's probably the one who started this like the most. Like if you look at Ghibli films, they're always big on doing like heavily animated food shots, and I love this. I like when you see like Sakuga food shots, it always gets me hungry. I love Sakuga food shots. Are there any like do you have any like memories of like good Sakuga food shots you enjoy?
I never, to be honest with you, never really paid attention to them. The only times I paid attention to eating and food was in shonen anime, like Goku always eating those big giant plates of food, Naruto with the ramen. I don't
Right.
remember if Ichigo ever ate a shit ton, but I know Toriko, that anime was basically Sakuga eating everything, eating the best food of everything. I think if anything, that was like the epitome of Sakuga anime because they had like this special food that doesn't exist in real life that they made it overhyped, stuff like that. And I
Um.
and I guess cooking anime would be the only other thing that I would
Yeah.
recognize.
I mean, yeah, of course, you gotta have Sakuga food shots in cooking animes like Soma and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Usually, if when I say Sakuga food shots, I think most people are either going to remember shots from Soma, or more often they're probably gonna remember the specific scene from Howl's Moving Castle where he cooks bacon and eggs, and then he throws the eggs to the fire, and the fire eats like the eggshells or something like that.
yeah.
Is what I can recall, and I think that's like a really good remembrance of like a good Sakuga food shot because it's done very well. Um, but I just love it when it just randomly pops up in like like in a romance or harem anime where they're cooking something and then you have the puff of steam come out of nowhere. It's fantastic. It's great.
I always
I
like
love it.
the sounds for those, like the boiling, the hot pot that they have.
Oh
I
yeah, the
love the
boiling
noise.
water.
Yeah, they use really good audio for that. The
Yeah,
knife cutting, stuff like that. I mean, it's not hard to
the
get that audio, but it's always so satisfying hearing the chopping of
it
the
is.
vegetables and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, oh, I love the sound of like sizzling food. Oh, that sounds
Oh, that
great
too.
too.
The whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I mean, it's easy to get the noise. They just hop into the kitchen and get it with a microphone, but still, it's always satisfying.
It is very. I just love it when they do good Takeo food shots. Okay, moving on to the next trope. I put this down here, and you're wondering like what does this have to do with isekai or shonen anime? And I straight up just put the word mayonnaise. And I don't know if you remember, but so many animes have been adding like you know how like main
Hmm.
characters bring like food from they know from like the regular world into the isekai world, right?
Right.
Why is like mayonnaise is like so big? I don't know why it's
Oh,
so
it's
big.
because it's just big in Japan. Like Japanese mayonnaise is famous for being really good. They even use it in sushi sometimes,
Oh
and on the
yeah,
okonomiyaki too. I love that stuff.
I love it's like it's
And on
light and sweet.
takoyaki. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so the two ones I can remember off the top of my head is I think they use it in the sentence of a bookworm
Hmm.
and high school prodigies have it easy even in another world.
Which one was that
Uh,
one about? Oh, is
it's the
that the
one
one
where
where they land in a plane, crash land?
plain, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and they're selling like huge volumes of mayonnaise or something
Oh
like
my
that.
god. Yeah, I remember that totally.
Yeah, wait, I think it was also in a Shield Hero too, where he makes mayonnaise and he sells it to like the people or something like that.
Dude, I
Um,
should learn how to make mayonnaise in case I ever get isekai. I'd make bank.
I mean it's only two ingredients.
Was it
It's
egg and oil or something like that?
it's egg, just the yolk, and then you slowly drizzle in oil while you mix it like furiously. And I think you can also put in a little bit of lemon for flavor if you wanted to.
Oh, hold on a
Um,
second. It's the yolk, not the egg whites?
yeah, it's just the yolks. It's just the yolk and oil or
Oh,
some type
okay.
of fat. So you can technically use like bacon fat or whatever rendered out oil or fat or something like that. You just
Okay.
vigorously mix it, and that's how you get mayonnaise.
All
And then
right.
salt and pepper to taste or whatever you
Of
want to add to
course.
that. Um, but yeah, I just noticed that I don't know why, but like mayonnaise has been like a trending thing for like
Yeah.
the longest time in isekai anime, and that's why I
Why
just wanted
that's just like a more of a Japanese people of a mayonnaise thing. They got the what's it called? Calpico mayonnaise. Uh,
Calpico, yeah, the one with like the baby face on it.
yeah, it's really good. I like it. Also, the
Yeah,
Europeans love their mayonnaise too. They eat it with their French fries, don't they?
I mean,
And
I'll eat French fries with mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise.
I I don't like these days. I haven't really been putting much stuff on my French fries because every time I like look at the mayonnaise, I think about that one picture of the lady on the bus eating a jar of mayonnaise just with her hand, and it always grosses me out. You know what I'm
I
talking about?
really I do know what you're talking
It's
about.
posted on Reddit all the time.
I love I love the what do you call it? The spicy mayonnaise from
Oh yeah,
was
that
it
one's
Burger
great.
King?
I don't
Uh,
remember.
I
Popeyes, I think, has something like that.
yeah, I like special mayonnaise blend or whatever you would call it.
Yeah. See, look, if we like condiments this much, of course, isekai people are gonna love it too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just thought it was hilarious that like I had to put mayonnaise as a trope because it legit is a trope.
Yeah, and another thing of isekai, like even in lit RPGs, aside from mayonnaise, they're always making hamburgers and pizza.
I mean that's fine though because if I was thrown into an isekai world, I do want a bit of a taste of like the normal world. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So I can see that as being like a
It's like
an,
a,
an okay
I
thing.
hate it kinda, but it's also guilty pleasure seeing those scenes.
Yeah, I love it when like especially in Bookworm when she's making like pancakes and like normal food, like
Pound
food is
cake,
like, oh,
yeah.
like do you remember the scene where she takes the seeds and like I think she uses the seed to make I think it was pancakes, like she grinds it up into a flour or something. I don't recall specifically,
No,
and
I
then it
mostly
becomes like a
remember
big
the
hit.
shampoo and the paper and the cake
The
and
cake.
pizza.
I actually don't remember the cake. What was the cake about?
She just made basically remember in the Wandering Inn where that one character introduces I think it's just like a pound cake to the maid. And that's the same
Right.
type of setting that she's at the rich girl's
Oh, okay. 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 I
place. She
remember.
wakes up and teaches her how to make cake, and they sign a contract over it too to sell the rights to be able to sell it for I think a year or something like that.
I remember because the cake thing was very like normal until they explained that sugar was like super expensive.
Which it
And
most of the time would be, depending on the region.
right. But she didn't know that sugar was expensive, so she's like, I just need sugar. I just need sugar to make this cake. And then after they ate the cake, that I think that's when they signed the contract. So I thought it was really funny.
Oh, but
Um,
speaking of condiments, they always don't know the prices. Well, I guess that would be normal, wouldn't it? Not knowing the prices or the economy of the world you're transported into.
yeah, exactly. Like
That's a normal
when
part of life. Like if you get lost in the city and you get fleeced by some sketchy salesman.
I mean that's literally what happened in the latest episode. I think it was episode 7 of the Rudiest Great. Why can't I remember the name of this anime? It's the
It's
Rudiest.
super long. I have it
It's
on my screen, but only in English.
what is it in English?
I lost it. I closed my tab. Shame on me.
Let's see if I can look it up. Uh, uh,
Mushoku Tensei Isekai Tara Honki Dasu.
oh God, yeah, I'm not gonna remember that.
Yeah,
See, I think
exactly.
that's why they have like short names for a lot of these isekai animes because they're like
Please, like the
um
English names, a lot of times are just as long.
what is the shortened what was the shortened name for picking up girls in a dungeon?
Uh, that was it, wasn't it?
But yeah, but there's a shortened version, right?
Danmachi.
Danmachi, there you go. Yeah, they have to like super shorten these names because they're absurd. But
Yeah, the only thing is
the
when we do it, sometimes we cut off the name, and so like Mashoka or something like that, and you were just saying the word magic, magic anime,
magic anime. But
magic
I
anime.
mean, when like in the context of like the certain seasons or
Season,
certain years,
true.
yeah, yeah, I think that's where people mostly get it. But the Julius Gray Rat anime, the one we're talking about, like not to be a big spoiler or anything. It's really not a spoiler, but he goes around town and like he writes down the prices of the stuff because of course you're not gonna know prices of anything.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't
he's
dumb about it either. A lot of times MCs just lament that they sold their last penny for,
right.
worthless garbage. But this dude
And
was like doing his homework.
and I love that they somewhat go into like the explanation of how much he gets paid, how much something is worth. Like he's only getting paid what 2 silver every month or
I
something
believe
like that.
15 silver a month.
Oh, 15? I thought it was 2.
15 or 13. Or it may have been the redheaded girl that gets paid that much. Yeah, he
No,
definitely didn't get paid as much as
are you talking about the bodyguard?
she was getting paid a lot
Two
more than
gold. She's
Rudius.
getting paid 2 gold. Um, and I remember the stubborn girl, whatever her name was. She asked him like if I were gonna get paid, how much would I get paid? And he straight up just tells her like probably less than a silver coin.
I mean, he
Um,
is getting lodging and stuff like that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, but I mean he's teaching both the bodyguard and her, so maybe he's getting a little extra on the side.
And he was
But
selling those anime figures that he's making.
oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
I know. And it got back to her
I,
with the
I,
perverted prince that she's teaching.
I laughed so hard when they went to that scene and he's like licking the finger. Oh, that was great.
Oh my god, dude. He straight up gropes her and she lights him on fire.
No, I don't think she lights him on fire. She lights him on fire the first time when he tries to like
Oh,
cuff
right,
her
right.
breast or whatever.
Well, he does cop him, and she
Well,
does
he does.
successfully light him on fire. I mean,
I think
I
she.
guess she has to deal with it because she's from the demon race, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it was just really funny that like he's like, look at this finger, he's all licking it and everything. I thought that was hilarious.
That dude is like Rudius Grey Rat in his previous life, just knowing
uh,
magic.
right. Okay, so moving on to the next set of tropes. So let's go ahead and jump over to like the harem romance trope. And there's so many. There's like a ton. You can literally there's probably more tropes in harem romance anime than there are stars. Um, so the first one is like just harem types, and well, I don't want to really go too deep in this because every harem has to have like harem types. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific favorite?
Negima was probably. Would you count that as a harem?
Negima? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a teacher in a a classroom full of girls. I think Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei also was the
Right.
Despair Sensei anime. I really loved that one. Loved that one because they all had different, quirks and stuff like that, and it wasn't, uh, boobs or, Eki situation every time. It was just all comedy skits. That's probably my
Do you
favorite
have
type when
a
it's not harem eki.
so do you have like a specific favorite like type of like the harem types? Do you have like a specific favorite one?
Yeah, I guess that would be it, where it's a teacher full of a classroom of girls.
No, 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 like the specific like girl type, like
Oh,
you know,
character archetype?
yeah.
Oh, that's a hard question. Let me get back to you on that. What about you?
Me, I always go for like the shy characters. Like usually, I'm usually rooting for like the childhood friend character. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. All right. I made my choice. Definitely the Tsunderes for me.
So you're the Oscar on the Rays.
For Rei is not shy. She's a clone. She's messed up.
Like I when I say shy, I'm like the talkative type characters, the Hinatas, those type of characters. Like like we can split into like the two types. It's like you have
I
the
would
Rays and you have the
definitely not
Oscars.
say Hinata is like Rei, because Rei just, she takes her hits like a champ. She's not a cry type.
I mean, there's only two girls to choose from unless you're like at the beginning of the Evangelion. Like it's
True,
only
true,
the
true.
Rays or the Oscars. That's the only two options you have.
The winners and the
Uh,
losers. The Reis and the Asukas.
the Rays and the Oscars.
Obviously, the winners would be the Asukas.
No, no, it's all
No, no,
about the
no, no. It'll
Rays.
be the Reis. What am I talking about? Oh my god, I
Yeah.
betrayed myself. How could I? My childhood waifu. I'm sorry.
um.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like I was so mad. I was so mad at the end of Nisekoi when he didn't go for the childhood friend character. Oh
Who
no,
did he
Dare.
go
Oh,
for?
he went for the monkey girl or whatever, gorilla girl. I
The
forgot her
blonde,
name. Yeah, the blonde one.
the OG one from the start of the show. That's a daughter of Yakuza, I think.
Yeah, that one. Ugh.
Okay. At least they
I
had
did.
an ending for it. The worst type of harem is when they don't, or they don't have a concrete ending. That's the worst.
would you rather
Everybody's
have?
happy.
Would you rather have an ending where they choose one specific girl, or they have an ending where they have like do you remember the anime we were talking about SS
Amagami
Agi?
SS,
Yeah,
yeah.
Begami. Yeah,
They had one
where
arc per character and then it just resets like Pokemon
yeah. Would you
or
rather have
Sword
that
Art
where they have like
Online.
an yeah? Would
Yeah,
you
I would.
rather have that? Yeah,
I
yeah.
would.
I would too. I'd rather have that than where they choose one specific main character. Like yeah, you can have an ending for each character. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But I do hate it when they don't ever choose a character or going to the next trip where the protagonist is like so dense he doesn't really choose anybody.
Oh God.
That is the worst.
I think,
I think
but that's because we have the benefit of knowing what's happening all the time. We're not. Dude, I've been dense in some situations like that. Let me tell you. That's it. It's I understand it.
I think that's the reason why I like Nisekoi so much because the main character knows that he likes the Onodera and Onodera likes him back, but they just never they just I think that's another trope is when they just never go for it. Ugh, it
Oh,
makes me
I
so
know.
mad.
Like that famous
I
Ghost in the Shell episode where the kid's in the bed as a sergeant.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Oh
that
yeah,
specifically.
like that was the big bang back in the day.
I think that's the reason why Over the Moon was such a popular anime is because straight up they just get married. They just straight up
Yeah,
get married.
isn't that
It's so good.
another trope? Arranged marriages or something like that. That's not arranged. It just
No,
happens
it's
from
not
the
arranged.
get-go.
Yeah, like main character knows what he wants and he goes straight for it and then they
Oh my
get
god,
married. I love that.
dude! Even
Uh,
Truck-kun made a cameo in that one.
did he? I mean,
Yeah, he did
there's
right at the start. NASA kid gets hit, and he's
oh
just like, "Oh,
yeah
I
yeah
don't care
yeah
about the truck. I'm obsessing over,
the
this
girl.
moon being."
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
I I I forgot what I was about to talk about because that's all I remember.
What about uh arranged marriages. What harem animes had that, if at all? I know the
I mean, a
Peter
lot of
Goon
them.
one recently had that, where he's set to get married with this one girl, and he ends up sleeping with a bunch of orcs and stuff like that.
That's not arranged marriages though. It's just him like
Well, it was his
knowing that
fiance, I
he wants.
guess.
Yeah, I think Nisekoi was an arranged marriage. And then there's a bunch of arranged marriage animes. Do you
Which
remember?
none of which we can recall the name of because we're horrible with
I
anime names.
yeah yeah. Do you remember the little video you sent me with the opening to Attack on Titan season 4 or whatever? It was the one with the girl dancing.
Oh yeah, I love Sundays. Then she's like Sateto, and then
That
that
anime
was an arranged
specifically,
anime one.
it was an arranged marriage anime. It was like the father or something of the boy lost in a poker match or something, and then instead of paying him, he's like, I'm gonna arrange marriage or something like that. It was really stupid.
It was Mika Kunin de Shinokoke, and it was
That's the name
Mashiro
of it.
Ten dancing. Yeah, that's the name of the anime.
I'm never gonna remember
Engaged to
that.
the Unidentified. Easier to remember in English.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it turns out he has a
Another.
fiance on his 16th day birthday. That one was definitely arranged marriage.
Yeah, I remember watching it a long time ago, and it was definitely an arranged marriage one. Another one, another trope, is obvious censorships. I'm okay with it, because I can't show boobs. So,
Hmm.
um, I hate it when they do like light beams. Ugh, I hate the light beam censorship. I rather do it where it's like, like where they're being covered up by an object, like obvious house plant. Like I've seen that used so many times with like the house plants like in the way that you have that one leaf perfectly covering it up, or like when you have like the hair over the breasts. I think that's kind of funny too. But I just
Or
hate like
the
obvious.
one anime this season that has the girl that has the red bands over her head that becomes sentient. They just like cover her boobs and stuff like that perfectly, and for other characters too.
I think
It
I
happened
like
in
it
the
when
most
it's like
recent episode. That's probably why you haven't watched it. It's the kid from
uh,
Last Dungeon Town.
okay, yeah, I haven't been really catching up much to it, but
Oh,
uh
I love it, but it's not. It hasn't had that big payoff yet.
yeah, I bet.
A lot
I
of funny
most
moments though.
most like filler anime this season usually really don't have big payoffs. That's why they're not too good unless we're talking about like Knights and Magic, which has a bunch of good payoff scenes, but majority of the time it's just, it's there to watch it and you don't really care much about it.
Eat
But
ramen instead of delicious fruit.
it's like cup ramen.
Cup ramen instead of delicious fruit. Excuse me.
Yeah. But in regards to like censorship, yeah, it's there for a reason, so I'm fine with it. Whatever.
Obviously, or that one anime this season, or Ishozoku interspecies reviewers, where like half of the screen is not even shown.
I think the funniest ones are like, yeah, redo healer where they had to do like two versions. One version is not even censored. You just get like something different. You're just staring at a wall. You're just
Or
straight
like
up staring at a wall.
flowers, and you just hear the audio.
Yeah, you just hear the audio. I think I think that's funny. I like redo healer isn't a good anime, but it's, yeah,
Boy, do they
honestly
get you to watch that anime 2 times in one day.
it's because it's not an anime. It's straight up just a hentai. It's a hentai disguised as an anime.
Definitely.
Uh, I think it's funny. Like, those like anime studios where they when they do like hentai and then they break out into like actual like regular anime. I think this is like the reverse. They're going into anime and then they're regressing into a hentai
They want that
company.
money, dude. They gotta make those DVD sales.
I bet. I
Blu-ray,
bet they're.
excuse me.
I bet you're gonna get that big Blu-ray sale.
Pre-order bonuses, pack of sausages.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't I talk to you quickly about that? I think it was like Germany or something. or some European country like they banned the show, and then the Blu-ray pre-order like skyrocketed like to number one
Oh
in that
yeah,
country.
wasn't it Australia too? I think
I don't remember. I thought it was like some European
it was probably
country.
Germany.
I think it was Germany or something like that. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next. Okay, so the next tropes, set of tropes I want to talk about is the use of opening and endings. Like it's been done so much, to where they have their own type of trope. So, the first one I want to talk about are when there's like a big fight scene or something in a shonen anime, and
Hmm.
they always play the opening music. Oh, that is so
I
good.
wouldn't. Which one specifically? Because like I know for Bleach they had their own theme by Shiro
Soundtracks.
Sagisu. Yeah.
I like probably ones where they actually have like a good like actual fighting type
So not
music.
really shonen, I would say. I would. Oh, you're speaking in general, all anime, correct?
Yeah, yeah, like all animes, but it's mostly done in like shonen anime. It's done mostly in like fighting animes,
Hmm.
where they play the either the opening song or the ending song, like in the like mid fight scenes. But I know they do it all the time in like probably um not slice of life, but like animes where like they do something big. Like I think Bakuman does it a
Hmm.
bunch of times, if I can recall, where like a major part happens and they always play like the opening theme or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I've actually seen the
I
anime.
know most recent example of that would be Rainbow on the very last episode or second to last. They used the opening theme for Mario's entrance music to the boxing ring, and I just cringed a little bit when I saw it. I didn't like it because it doesn't fit that show at all.
Oh yeah, I mean that, yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't fit, but when they do it right, they do it. Like
Oh yeah.
I think My Hero Academia does it sometimes too. Uh, they actually do it a lot, but nowadays you don't see that as much. They have like their own like OST for like big
Well,
moments.
they've always had it because One Piece has had their established OST. Dragon Ball does too.
Right.
Bleach, absolutely. I listened to that OST a ton.
Yeah. But
Do you
I
remember
just love it
if,
when
mhm,
they break out from the OST and go straight into like the opening theme is when it gets really hyped.
or like they just start the? You know what I like? Speaking of that, I like when the ending credits play, and they're still showing action.
Oh yeah. Um I love that. It's like when you're getting the extra bit where
Oh yeah,
they can't fit everything. So
the foie
even if they
gras. They foie gras you with
yeah.
some anime. Just,
Oh
just
yeah.
shoving it down your corneas.
It's fantastic. I love when they do that. It's like and they only do that. I don't know why. Like yeah, they could do it to like a lot of episodes, but they only do it to like episodes that have like somber endings. Like, have you noticed that?
No, I remember for all Noah Zero, like the first one where they're dropping the bombs, they're playing the ending theme and doing it, I believe.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Is like somber moments, like they just don't do it randomly to every like to a random episode if they don't have enough time to fit everything they want into the episode.
Mhm.
They choose specifically when they want to do it in specific episodes that have like big moments or like moments where someone died or
Mhm.
that's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Do you know another thing about openings and endings? Because I know sometimes they play the ending a lot earlier, and then they give you like 3 additional minutes, and sometimes they show the opening like in the middle of the show for some reason.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Do you know if there's a
I don't know.
reason for that? Because I've been wondering that for the longest time. Maybe it's how they air it on television.
That's probably a really good guess. That's maybe what it does, but if they're gonna air it on television, it would make it more realistic to just air the opening at the beginning each episode. But my guess is that I think my guess is that what they do is usually for the opening it's usually what do you call it, a flashback to the previous episode, and then they'll usually give like 3 minutes of that, and then the opening.
Because I know
So
Jujutsu Kaisen has been doing the late start. Like they'll just do some action, like
right,
continuation where they left off, show a minute or two of new content, then go to the ending. Maybe just to keep
right.
people watching, like a ratings thing.
I think my guess is that, let's say you have the main part of the anime, right?
Hmm.
um and the director say, okay, well, this is only gonna be, well, we only have enough content to fill 16 minutes, so we're gonna do 16 minutes of the main content. We're gonna have like maybe 3 minutes at the beginning of flashbacks, and then we're gonna play the opening, and then we're gonna go into the main part of the anime. I think that's my guess.
Could be,
um
yeah.
yeah, that probably makes the most sense. Either that, or probably something in the anime industry we really don't know about, but
I'm gonna
uh,
look that up after this for sure.
okay, so going to the next trope, is when they change up. I love it when they have like opening or ending themes where they change up small details
Hmm.
as the anime progresses. And I know they do it in a lot of animes. I just can't recall a lot of them. The best one I can recall is from the first season of Shokugeki no Soma.
Hmm.
Um, do you remember the I think it was like the second um battle arc or something like that, where they have to make a dish, and then they have three judges, and then they give them a score, and based on your score, like only the top five highest score can move on to the next challenge or something like that.
I know they had a lot of battles with three judges, but I can't pinpoint where it would be. Like I honestly don't remember the small endings, the small changes,
Um,
because it's been so long.
okay, so the one I'm specifically talking about is episode 21 of Shokugeki no Soma.
Hmm.
So if you're watching the previous episode, episode 20, the ending theme, that I really like the ending theme, by the way. At the very end of the ending theme, they do like a zoom out of one of the side characters. It was like the character that uses like cursed cooking or whatever. Like she
Oh
uses,
yeah, that girl. She like hex cooking,
yeah, like where all her food is like nasty or whatever. I think that's
witchcraft,
a big trope too. That's a big trope too, about like in a lot of animes where like the one character can't cook, and it always ends up be like
purple,
the food purple with
bubbling
poison
purple.
cloud.
Always a
Yeah.
cauldron. Yeah, witch's cauldron.
Yeah, which is kind of like her trope, except like her cooking is actually good. Like it's like really
Yeah.
good to eat. It just smells and looks bad. So in episode 21, she was having a fight versus like Erina's like number two. I forgot her name.
The
And
Miku girl.
yeah, no, not the meat girl. It's the girl that her cooking is based off of like medicine or something like that.
Oh right, I remember. It was like her
Yeah, yeah.
secretary or something.
Yeah, something like that. And so she makes like this Chinese medicine dish, and the curse girl is like, "What is this? Why didn't I win?" So she's like, "Why don't you try the dish for yourself?" So she tries the dish, right? And when she eats the food, she totally transforms. Like, I think like she has like two characters now. She has like the dark version of her, and then the light character version of her. And then when the ending plays and it zooms out, instead of her like hexing everyone in like a dark, bubbly, like purple bath of like soup, it's like now like light creamy bone broth, and she's all like happy, and her face is showing instead of like the
Oh my
dark
god.
gloomy
I need
exterior.
to go back
I
and watch that.
love that.
Just the way you're
I
describing
love
it
that.
makes me hyped.
Yeah, it was like the smallest thing, but when I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it right here. This is amazing. um
You know what I like,
uh
speaking of alternate endings, like what's the company that makes Kaguya-sama Love is War? Because I know they do a lot of dancing endings, stuff like that, with different characters.
uh I know it's a big company. It's not Bones, right? It's
No, definitely not.
let me look it up. uh
Shueisha is written A1
uh
Pictures, Aniplex,
A1.
A1 Pictures, yeah. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that when
A1. Yeah.
especially when they have the girl. What color hair does she have? The one that teaches,
Pink.
yeah, the guy volleyball. When they have her dancing at the end of the show, that was like my favorite thing.
It was so random. I think they're just flexing at how good they can do
Animate.
animation
Yeah,
because that whole thing was rotoscoped, right? There's no way like the dress movement. Oh my god, that dress movement was so spot on. It was so
tremendous.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, why is this in here? I like it was so popular. It's its own thing now. Yeah, but I thought that was great. It was fantastic. I thought that was like the normal ending too. Like when it was like posted all over Reddit and whatever, I was like, what is this? Because I remember skipping it at first because I never watched the ending. I was like, oh, wanted like it's done. Why
for
am I gonna
sure.
watch the ending? And then everyone was talking about. I was like, what are they talking about? So I had to go back and I watched it. And I was like, what is this? This is out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's like extra candy at the end of a meal.
Oh yeah. Like quickly talking about that anime. Uh I love it when they reuse like when they have like a good opening theme and they reuse the same singer. I love when they do
Oh
that.
boy, what's his name?
Uh
The one that sings
Mies
"Daddy, Daddy
Mies
Do."
Mies be something starts. Let me look it up.
I could have sworn it was like Masahiro or something like
Yeah,
that.
Masayuki Suzuki.
Masayuki Suzuki. There we go. I was wrong.
Yeah,
Apologies to Masayuki Suzuki, the god.
he's great. I love. They also did that to Attack on Titan from season one to season two as well. So I love that.
Didn't
Like
the first writer of the first opening also do the last opening of the current season?
I thought it was a ban. I think for the last opening, I think they just got like a specific
Because
like
I know
it.
he talked about doing another ending. I think it was, oh, sorry, another opening for that show. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. He is part
Um.
of a band though. I just don't know which one it is. That's something we can revisit later. That requires
Yeah,
furious googling.
I know the last ending or the last opening theme for Attack on Titan was done specifically for the anime, and for the opening of the was the opening for the first one specifically done for
Specifically
the
for
anime?
them, yes, it was.
Actually I didn't know that, so
Same
maybe
guy. I'm pretty sure he talked about him talking to a music idol of him because you linked me a video of him talking about how it's a nonsense song, how he just like made up
it,
the lyrics.
yeah, it is very nonsensical, but it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think going into our last subject, and probably one of my favorites, is when they get the voice actors to do the opening and closing songs. Um, Kumo does it for this season, where she does the ending songs.
Oh, I love that little the spider with the glow sticks.
Oh, it's fantastic. I thought it was so weird at first, but it
I
really grew
instantly
on to
liked
me.
it. Instantly.
I
It's
liked
just
it
really
too. It's just I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird, but then I like it grew into me and I liked it too even more. Another one I really enjoyed was like Lucky Star. The ending for Lucky Star was all of them were different. It was so weird. They just stuck all these VAs in a room and they're like, okay, sing these anime songs as your characters.
You know
I
which one's
I
the my favorite one of those?
which one?
The one with the Denpao Nata Seishu no Toko opening. The ground control to
Uh
psychoelectrical. The one with the girl wrapped in
oh, the futon.
yeah, the futon mattress.
I
That's
don't
the
think she's the voice actor though, right? She's just a singer though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
she's pretty sure she's the voice actress for it. Because on the author for it, uh, it says that the vocals Ogame Asuka as Toa Ario,
Oh, I didn't know that.
hmm
Oh,
arranged
I
by Shinsei Kamate-chan.
oh that that music video was awesome though. If you ever look up the song on YouTube, there's like a live video of her singing the song. She's like wrapped in a futon, and it's she's like the same as her character in the anime, which is super funny. I love it.
That's
You
like
don't
Chef's
see that
Kiss is
very
the
often.
futon,
Oh yeah.
and also the girls from I didn't watch this anime because again it was at the time of the Mo anime. The ones K-On, didn't they make a band based off of the music that they play?
Yeah, K-on's like probably the best known for doing their own like opening and closing because it's what it is. It's like a band anime, so of course they're gonna do their own opening and closing, and they had a bunch of good ones. Like Don't Say Lazy was probably their first ending,
I didn't
and then
watch
they
the
had a
anime, but I sure as hell know the songs.
oh yeah, and then they had a lot of like uh mid songs. I think my favorite mid song was Rice, something rice. It was about rice and it was so weird, but it was a really catchy song. But like I mean their songs are so popular now, it's like being kind of sung everywhere.
Rice is a side
So
dish.
yeah,
Gohan
rice is a side
Baozaku.
dish. Um, so I mean they're probably best known for their opening and closing because it you know that is that type of anime,
Band anime.
and I think it's so popular that they have their own concerts specifically with the voice actors.
They
I
tour.
think that's when you make it big.
For sure. Touring money is
Yeah,
great money.
right. So besides that, I don't think I have any other tropes I want to talk about. What about you?
Same for me.
All right. I guess that will be it for episode 5. So, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Good night.